Hello, this is Flurry Moon. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing Reddit stories. The first part will be 2 stories that I did with my brother Liam, and then we'll move on to stories that I did with Louie. We're gonna do 4 stories. No villager hunt today. We are still recovering from the cephalobot situation. So we're just gonna be chilling, playing on my island, and just talking about these stories. So I hope you enjoy, and let's get started. Am I the asshole for wanting to give my daughter an Irish name that my whole family hates? My partner and I want to try for a baby, and we have 2 concrete names picked out. We decided not to tell anyone the names until our baby was born and already had it on the birth certificate, because what can they say at that point? But my mom found out my list of girls' names and spread our top choice around to the whole family, who hates it. My partner is Irish, and we both love the name Saoirse. And some people say it's pronounced like Saoirse or like Sorsha, but this person says Saoirse, so I'm just gonna go with that. There's a famous actress with the same name, so we didn't think it would be a huge deal. My mom has flat out told me if I have a daughter, she won't call her by her given name and will instead call her Sushi. My entire family jumped on board with this and has been relentlessly harassing me about the name. Honestly, I know I shouldn't stress too much, as there's a 50-50 chance I'll have a baby boy anyway, but the discourse around the name has really started to aggravate me, and the idea that my kid is going to be bullied by my whole family because she has an Irish name is getting under my skin. The last time she asked me if I'd gotten a positive pregnancy test, I said no, and she goes, "Well, let's hope it's not a girl because she's Sushi to me." I flat out told my mother I don't care for her opinion, as she has shit taste in names anyway. She asked what that meant, and I said I've always hated my own name, and I should have the ability to choose one for my child, just like she did for me. She was extremely hurt that I didn't like my name, and the general consensus is I'm a jerk for saying so. My husband's family, of course, has no issue with Saoirse. They're Irish. Am I the asshole for wanting to give a child a phonetically Irish name and for telling my mom off? No. What the fuck?
No way.
Get a new family. This is absurd. I would cut them off. Sorry. I would genuinely say, if you don't fucking call my kid by her given name, you won't see the kid. Maybe that's crazy, but if you're gonna call my kid Sushi, first of all, it doesn't even fucking sound the same.
Well, it's clearly mocking. That's what that
is. It's offensive.
I mean, it's saying this is what I think about your child's name, Sushi.
That is, I would
and now I'm
lose my. I would be so furious. Like, I would genuinely be like, okay, if you can't call my kid by their name, I'm not gonna bring my kid around you until you. I feel like that's not even that crazy, because all you have to do is fucking call the kid by the name.
At the end of the day, how many times does family members end up coming up with a nickname that's nothing even close to their name anyway? Do you know what her name is?
I would love to see what her actual name is, but she's not fucking saying it.
Also, I do have somewhat of a bias just because of the actual, the Irish name. I don't think it's a bad name. My bigger worry is more, and it's not the biggest worry, because at the end of the day, you can name your kid whatever you want. You know, and if it really hits a spot with both you and your partner, that should be fine. Whatever your family thinks is just shite. It shouldn't matter. How your mom is putting this whole thing is she's making a mockery of this kid's name so much. She's trying to come up with things like Sushi and all that stuff so that you'll think about it and just go, oh, never mind. Let's name it Susie, whatever. The bigger thing that you need to think about is how this kid's going to be in middle school. And I don't think Saoirse is bad enough for this kid to be tortured.
No, I don't think so. I think it's spelled a little different. So I think the worst she'll get is like the substitute teacher being like, Serosi.
Yeah.
You know, and that sucks too. Like, as a person with a name that is not incredibly common, and people call me by the wrong name literally every single day. It just happened earlier.
Starbucks order.
At Starbucks.
Every single time.
And I have to correct them too, because they'll be looking for the wrong name on the coffee.
Exactly.
And like, it's a name. It's a real name. Like, there are people with this name. It's not like it's like some made up fucking like. There was someone on Reddit who wanted to name their kid Luffy because of One Piece. It's like, it's not like we're being outrageous. It's a name. Well, like, it's an Irish name.
It's not like they named the kid Sushi.
Like, what Is that better? So it wouldn't,
Silly.
like, if I had a name and my family didn't like it, it would bother me, but I would ultimately still name
Right.
the kid that. But if they were mocking it so much as to the point where they're like, I'm not even going to call the kid by the name, I'm
Says
calling
more
it
about
sushi.
them. It says more about them than anything else.
That's so...
like-
I think that would piss me off so much. I would be like, until you stop doing that, I'm not going to bring my kid around you. And it sucks that it would even have to get to that point. Hopefully they would be like, all right,
Well, it's
she's
just-
sensitive, let's just drop it, you know?
You should drop it. It's okay to be, to talk to them about it and let them know I'm not the biggest.
Yeah, totally.
Do we really? And then that's it.
You respect, ultimately,
it.
you respect the name. Unless if you really think that this name is going to cause, like, severe damage to this child. Like,
Right.
again, with the Luffy thing, there was another one on Reddit where it was
Yeah.
like, my sister-in-law is trying to name her kids something from a fucking anime, and it was like, something that's not even a name. It's like
Yeah.
ridiculous. You know what I mean? And like
Right.
that would
Stuff-
cause a child to be bullied because it's not a name and it's a cartoon
Exactly.
name.
And that was my point. Think about, every time I think about a kid's name, I'm like, middle school.
Yeah.
What's going to happen to this kid just based on their name? They could be the coolest kid in the world,
Yep.
and they'll just still be tortured because of their name.
It's true, yeah.
And
Your name is very important. But first of all, I think
Saoirse is a nice
Saoirse's
name.
beautiful.
It's not
I think it's
bad at
cute.
all.
It's just people might have a hard time pronouncing it, and that's it.
You're not so far. I think out of all of them, this is probably the furthest from being an asshole.
Yeah, no, this is not.
Obviously, throwing in your mom's face that you hate your name. Obviously, you were trying to hurt her there, but she's hurting you.
She
it's
won't-
fair game at
She
that
won't
point.
let up. Like, yeah, I agree. So there are a couple edits. So thank you so much. I am open to rethinking names. If my mother had respectfully given reasons for disliking Saoirse, I'd have taken those reasons into account. So I very much appreciate people sharing their thoughts. So the top comment, not the asshole, I'd just tell her if she calls her sushi, it'll be the last time she sees her to call her anything. The irony of her being hurt, you don't like your name. LOL. Families can be such assholes. Yeah, like why is she's so hurt you don't like your name, but you can't be hurt that she's making fun of
What you're about to give your kid.
it's the same thing. Like, it's
Right.
ironic. That
It
I didn't even
is.
think of that. That's so funny. Again, people are allowed to not like the name that you pick, but like to continue
Right.
making fun of it, like, okay, we get it. You don't like it. It's not your
I'd
fucking
be
kid.
bullshit.
That
I
this
be
would
beyond
really make me
bullshit.
mad.
I'd be so mad. I'd be like, you gotta be kidding me, right?
Yeah.
No, you're not the asshole, but the one thing is it is good to think like the middle school mentality.
Yeah, because
with-
you're not just naming a baby, you're naming an adult, you're
Right.
naming a human, you're naming someone who will walk into a job interview.
Well,
so you
people,
don't
people
just
name their cats chicken fried rice. It
'Cause it's a
doesn't
cat.
because it's a cat.
So we're either doing, am I the asshole for telling my friend his physical standards are why he's single? Or am I the asshole for telling my family how much my fiancé earns after years of them making fun of his job?
Let's do the job one first.
Okay.
I like both of these though.
Okay, so my family is very well educated and full of professionals, including several doctors, surgeons, dentists, etc. I have a good career and make a good living. When I met my fiance, he was at my house to supervise a roofing crew the insurance company hired to replace my damaged roof. Okay, whatever. I instantly fell for him when he pulled up in his truck and couldn't keep his eyes off of him for the rest of the day, blah, blah, blah. When we started dating, he was vague about his job, and I just chalked it up to him being insecure about me having a better career. I didn't care about our income imbalance. When we got serious, we talked about our future plans, and that was when he told me the full extent of his little construction company. I was shocked that his construction earnings is as much as my dad's surgeon salary. Gradually, he took me around to the handful of construction lots and shopping centers he owns. His rental income combined with his construction earnings is double that of my dad's. He said that few people know about his finances, and he expects me to keep what I know to myself. My parents disapproved of him since the first time I brought him home. My dad coined the term tool boy, and the rest of my family joined in whenever they talked behind my fiance's back. They don't call him that to his face, but instead make snide remarks. Once my mom said during dinner that they're thinking about hiring someone to mow their lawn, then turned to my fiancé and asked him what he charges. I always try to defend him, and it's a constant battle. It's gotten worse since we've been planning our wedding, and the other day my nerves just broke. Yesterday, parents were trying to get me into like a prenup. Then my dad said, you have to protect your assets just in case Tool Boy decides to go slumming. I lost it and yelled at my parents. During our shouting, I blurted out his earnings and that he makes more than both of them combined. Then I stormed out. I told my fiance what happened, but instead of supporting me, he got mad that I told his parents that. His parents? I think she meant my parents. I argued that I was defending him, then we got into an argument. My parents and family are mad at me for keeping secrets. My fiance is mad at me for not keeping secrets. I'm stuck in the middle and don't know what to do. Am I the asshole? This one's freaking hard.
I don't think asshole's the word.
I don't think so either.
So I don't think you're the asshole, but I think you should have thought about this a little bit better.
I agree.
I know you're frustrated about how the family is acting towards this guy, but if you're getting married, you're eventually going to find out how the earnings play in. You're going to get a house. Your kid's not going to live in a bad conditioned place, and there's times where if you're saving a lot of money and you're living in an apartment that's in a weird area, people are just gonna think that Tool Boy is just a Tool Boy. The names, I mean, they might not like him on a personal level. I don't know why people really are interested in what you do
It's
for
so
a living.
dumb. I think because
they
they think they're so high up because they're doctors and they're surgeons and whatever, and they probably expect for their daughter to marry a doctor or a surgeon or whatever, and it's just stupid because it's like we're past that, I feel like, but there's still a lot of people who are like, you're not good enough for my family, you know what I mean?
It's the high up level, it's the Ivy League type of family is what it sounds like.
Yeah,
because I mean, I work for surgeons who are the nicest people on earth.
Yeah.
There is a type of people that want exactly what you said, and that's their daughter to marry either a lawyer, a doctor. It's in that same realm of people where when they see somebody with dirty hands because they, bang nails on a deck, that makes them lesser, where it could easily be the other way around.
Yeah, and it
when
shows,
they have a solid business.
It shows how shallow they are because now they're mad that they realize how much money he actually makes. Like, I don't know if they're now embarrassed. They're like, oh my God, like, we've made fun of him this whole time and he's, like, above us. Or if they're just like, Tool Boy makes just as much money as us. Like, I don't know. But they're mad that she didn't tell them. But it's like, why should she have to? Like, that's just...
It just sounds like your family is just... Your family is by far the asshole in this whole thing. As for your fiance being upset with you, he did ask you to not tell them.
Yeah.
When somebody asks you and goes out of their way to tell you, could you not tell people about how much money I make?
Yeah.
Because it is kind of a universal thing. It's like an unwritten rule. Yeah. Don't ask people how much they make. Yeah. Unless if they outright tell you how much they make.
I get why she did. I probably would have done something like this too, because I would have been so fucking sick of it.
Just blew up.
Like, well, guess what? Tool Boy makes double of what you fucking make, asshole. Like, sit down. You know what I mean? So, like,
it was boiling
that probably
for a while.
felt good in the moment, but it was the wrong thing to do. But I totally get. I don't think she's an asshole. The overall vote was actually asshole. Like, people said you are the asshole. Yeah. I disagree. I can
see why people say it, though.
Yes, I think she was wrong. I don't think she's an asshole, but I kind of think everyone sucks. So you can also vote either everyone sucks or no assholes here. Mm-hmm. I think the husband or the fiance, I think he'll come around. Like, he has every right to be upset with that because he asked you to do something and you didn't respect that.
It's not that brutal.
But it'll be fine if you just like apologize and explain, like, I was sticking up for, I'm so fucking sick of my family treating you like shit. But I think these are might be the type of people you kind of want to not like cut out, but just kind of keep your distance for the most part. Unless if they come around and be like, that was inappropriate for us, like of us, I'm sorry, you know?
One of the biggest things is, and this is kind of a broader way of talking about it, but if you're dealing with people, whether this is family, people you deal with, friends, or I mean even co-workers, if you can't reason with people who refuse to hear you and what your side is on things, they're not worth having legitimate conversations with. If they continue to assume that he's a dirty tool boy,
so
you know,
stupid.
it's like it. But that is a thing.
No,
people
totally.
look at plumbers and HVAC guys and carpenters just because they get
which is insane.
Physically,
I have so much respect for these people. I couldn't fucking do anything like that.
Well, it's a talent that can pay very well, especially if you know what you're doing.
And I think they're dumb to assume he doesn't make a lot of money or like he can't. Like if you're so fucking smart, don't you realize that these people can make a ton of money?
Right.
Maybe because he doesn't talk about it, he doesn't flaunt it, he probably doesn't dress nice. He looks just like a regular fucking guy, but he's loaded.
Here's my question. Do they know it was the business part of him owning a business a secret? Because if that is, then
he said
that looks a little rough on him too. Like you should still be able to flaunt a little bit of what you do without saying I make blank a year.
Yeah, well, she said when they first met, he kind of kept what he did a secret, which is a little weird.
Maybe he's in the mafia.
So she says when we started dating, he was vague about his job, and I just talked it up to him being insecure. Maybe he's had problems in the past with people judging him, and he just kind of wanted to like see like, hey, let's see if she really likes me or if she just wants money. I don't really know.
That makes sense.
Or if she'll judge me thinking that I don't make a lot of money. So someone said, info, does your fiancé care that your family thinks so low of him solely based off the assumption he doesn't do well financially? Or does he not care because he knows they're wrong? And OP says, to be honest, he doesn't care what people, including my parents, think. When my family makes snide remarks, he laughs with them until it makes them uncomfortable. He's the most confident person I've ever met. It's more of a problem with her. Like, she can't stand when they make fun of him.
You kind of gotta envy the guy on the fact that he can go about life without giving a single fuck about what anybody thinks.
I so wish to be like that.
And for her, maybe take some notes. Not the asshole, but just could have handled it better.
Yeah. Could
have handled it better.
They'll be fine.
It's kind of an in-between, but it's more pro-you than anti-you, in my opinion.
Am I the asshole for selling my brother's Pokemon cards and refusing to pay him back? My brother, male 22, and I, male 19, have always been avid Pokemon fans since childhood. Over a decade, we've probably amassed an estimated 1,000 cards. Recently, my brother began moving out of the house. In the process of helping him, I happened to stumble across his deck of Pokemon cards and began shuffling through them. Now, given recent piqued interest around these cards, I knew there was a potential for genuine value. While peeping around, I happened to stumble across a few recognizably rare cards in pretty good condition. I'd say around EX5. Excellent condition, according to PSA standards. I got the cards appraised the next day, and their value was estimated at around 4.3 thousand altogether. I ended up selling them for a higher price through a private organized sale with a collector. I eagerly told my brother about the earnings, but he became infuriated. He says I'm the asshole for refusing to give him the full value worth of the cards. I told him without me, they never would have even seen the light of day. I tried negotiating, giving him a cut of the profits, but he refused to even consider it. Now for the past few days, he's been sulking around the house, refusing to even acknowledge my presence. It's bad timing. My brother is leaving in a few days, and I don't want to end on bad terms with him. So, am I the asshole?
Well, the question of this is like they're brothers, right? Mm-hmm. So who bought the cards? Like, whose are they? Is it both?
They're his brother's cards.
So it is his cards. Mm-hmm. He had ownership over those cards.
Yes.
So if he had ownership over those cards, he should be the one to make the decision of selling. And even if his brother, who found the cards and brought them into the light of day or whatever, he should have at least consulted his brother.
Absolutely,
first.
absolutely.
So yeah, you are the asshole. Sorry.
When I first read this, I was like, well, the only thing that had me on OP's side was the fact that, like, if he didn't find these cards, like, they would just be stuffed in a box. I hate to see that happen, but at the end of the day, like, those are his brother's cards, and if he wanted them to collect dust, like, that's his
choice.
And I don't think you're an asshole for, like, looking through the cards and, like, looking up their value. Like, I think that's a great thing to do. I love doing that, and I know Louis does.
That's fine.
But I would have went to my brother and been like, look at how much these are worth. Like, do you want to sell these with me? Or could I have some? Because, like, I found them and looked it up.
That's how he should have done it.
And if the brother said no, then no. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's his...
I wouldn't expect anything. I would be like, if that was my brother, I'd be like, Liam, look. And I'd be like, he's going to get a lot of money. Good for him.
No.
Because they're not yours.
Fuck that.
Get your own.
Get your own cards. And even if they weren't Pokemon cards, like, I'm not saying this as, like, oh, I'm biased because I love Pokemon. It's not even really about that. It's more just about, like, if they were baseball cards.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. If it was old antique dolls, I mean, literally any collectible or any, even if it wasn't collectibles, like something else that's worth a lot of money. It's like, if the owner is not in on what's happening, that's fucked up, period.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Now, if I were the brother and my brother came to me and said, like, look, your cards are worth so much, I would probably give him a little bit of the money. Like, I would be like, I wouldn't have even known this without you. Here's a small cut. Say I would get 1,000 from the cards. I would probably give him like 400 or something. Be like, go crazy. I wouldn't even know the worth without you. But on the other side, I would never expect that. Like, if I was the one who found the cards.
Like,
so
stealing. He stole his cards.
That's
he stole
stealing.
His money.
That's stealing.
He stole thousands of dollars from his brother, and he's really having the nerve to come on here and be like, am I the asshole? Like, yeah, you robbed him.
Yeah.
Thousands?
And, well, he did. Okay, so he did offer him some of the money, but legally, that's all of his money.
That's not his money to offer.
It's not his.
That's not yours.
True, that's true.
That's not your money to be like, here, I robbed you, but, like, I'll be a nice guy and give you some of it back. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, no, fuck you. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, so the overall vote is asshole, obvi. He did add a little key details moment. He said, me and my brother are extremely close. It is likely that those cards are both a combination of mine and his. I only request a cut of the payment as I'm the one who put in the effort to find the cards and appraise them. I mean, you said they were his in the beginning. I feel like he's trying to backtrack and be like, well, maybe it's mine. Okay, here's the thing. If, like, you're so good at this, you became, like, the PSA king of, like, looking up how much cards are worth. Start your own, like, get your own, like, go to the store. This is what Louis does all the time. Like, buy a bunch of them. Like, if you're so good at this, like, do it again. Like,
and also, sorry to interrupt.
No, it's fine.
I'm very passionate about this.
That's why I picked it.
I'm so, my heart is breaking for this brother.
I know.
Because it's like, those must have been pretty good. I mean, 1,000 cards is a lot of cards. But like 4,300, that's how much he said, right? 4.3?
Yeah, 4.3 thousand.
For cards? Like,
altogether.
That's pretty good. I'm sure there was some, like, holographic, really rare stuff and probably in very good condition. What did he say? PSA 5? That's actually a pretty low score comparatively to, like, 10.
He didn't say PSA 5. He said EX5, which means excellent condition. So this could have been, like, PSA 9 or 10. It's the same thing. If I was, like, going through my brother's stuff and I found $4,000 like stuffed in a drawer, he didn't know it was there, I wouldn't be like, well, you have to give me some because I'm the one who found it.
Yeah, think of it like that.
It's not mine. He can he better thank me.
Whose money was it? And you know what? If you're so sure of, like, oh, well, maybe some of them were mine, well, then separate exactly which ones were yours. If you're really going to be technical like that, then be prepared to sort through every single of those 1,000 cards to come up with a fraction. Oh, technically, I ended up having 30% of the total, and my brother, who I stole and robbed from, had 70% of the cards.
Yeah, and I mean,
you know?
he didn't say exactly where he found the cards, but he said they're his. So overall vote, asshole, obviously. Top comment, you're the asshole and a criminal. All the money is his. What you're doing is theft.
Theft.
Someone says, you're the asshole. You can't sell other people's belongings, especially without their consent, making a profit and not giving them the money for their stuff. Either you give him the full money, get the cards back, or accept being an asshole, having messed up the relationship with your brother because you're a thief. Let's see if OP has commented at all. There's an update. Ooh, this is exciting. I've never had an update. Okay, update. I understand the idea of theft, however, I do not believe it is applicable here. My brother and I are close. Most of the items he has share mutual ownership with me. This situation, however, has blown completely out of proportion. First, my brother accepted a very large cut of the profits, but then completely backtracked on it a few hours later. My mother has just advised my brother to accept his generous share of the profits from the cards. He refuses, saying he's going to take legal action, which is ridiculous. He was never angry at the fact that I sold the cards. He simply wants every single cent of the profits I made. I, for one, don't care about legal issues. I intend to pay bail with the money I amassed from the cards anyway. My mother has backed me in this regard, just completely doing my head in. I don't know what that means. I keep rationalizing that I deserve at least a small percentage of the profits, seeing as the cards and the money would have never seen the light of day without me. I bought wealth to the family. You are delusional, my friend.
I brought wealth to the family. Your brother brought wealth to the family by buying the cards and keeping them.
I would just take the L. I can't imagine being this greedy, honestly. Trust me, I want to be rich. I want to buy everything I want. I love money. And I would accept if my brother was like, here, take some. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if the brother would have done that in the first place. But you didn't give him the chance. That's not the update I was expecting. I thought he would have really... I can't believe the mother is on his side.
Yeah, no, see, but parents, they're always just... They don't want to deal with it, so they're like, just shut it down. They're like,
It's true.
They're too lazy to deal with it sometimes, so they're like, just accept the generous offer when it literally is immoral.
I don't know. I feel like it's just very delusional. And I mean, I think it's clear from the fact that the mother's on his side. I think he's the younger brother.
Oh yeah, that's
he might be spoiled.
Brother.
Here, wait, let me just
material,
go back
sorry.
and make sure.
Yeah, not all parents are like that, but sometimes I feel like even the best parents can be lazy.
So the brother is 22 and he's 19. He's, I don't know if he's the youngest. I don't know if they have any younger siblings because he's a little bitch. He stole his brother's money. I mean, so the top comment on the update, even if only one of his cards was sold, it is still theft, as he wasn't aware you were stealing it to sell for your own profit. So somebody takes a part of his post that says, I intend to pay bail with the money I amassed from the cards anyway. You do understand that part of being found guilty is going to be them imposing restitution / a civil case to pay damages. Not only will they take every single cent you earned on this, they will make you pay his court costs, prejudgment statutory interest, and may even make you pay punitive damages. You will be out more money than you made and won't be able to offset the costs against the stolen money. And then you'll also have a felony theft conviction on your record and a judgment against you from... Okay, there's a lot here. Basically, you're just stupid, like, for even thinking you could use... Because if you're found guilty, you think they're gonna let you use that money to pay your bail?
Yeah.
Are you dumb? This sounds like a freaking 5-year-old wrote this. This is dumb. You're the asshole. Give him the money. Take the L.
Like, fuck off.
Get your own fucking cards, and maybe you'll get even more money if you're that good at getting all these cards. Whatever.
Like, if you want to do that as a side hustle or even a main hustle, it's just do
Go
it, but
for
don't
it.
steal your brother's side hustle.
So I hope you guys enjoyed these stories. Make sure to like and subscribe and maybe comment below your thoughts because I really want to hear what you guys think, your opinions. Do you disagree with us? But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Louis, do you have anything to say?
No, I'm just mad about these stories.
Oh, you were just gonna say no. It just
no.
ended
I guess I did. I love how I said no and then
immediately started talking.
Yeah, it's stupid of me. Sorry. Anyway.
Okay. But yeah. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.